Hello, me mateys! Vuvi Yaloovie here, climbing up the ranked doubles ladder with my favourite Pokemon, Alcremie, me mateys. Alright, so today is going to be more climbing with Mega Audino and Mega Raichu. Now, Mega Raichu X. Now, we realize at some... I was thinking of how I should lead off this particular video. I wanted to go a little bit over how I think I'm improving in Champions. It's sort of a little bit of a weird subject because, between when I started Champions and between now, I think I've done pretty well for myself, right? Of course, there are always times when I just chuck myself into situations that really I shouldn't be, and then some of those situations I end up winning, and then some of those situations I end up losing absolutely terribly, right? And then there are situations where I've gone in very confidently and have completely lost the plot. So, yeah, I think the main big hurdle for me was trying to recognize potential sweepers, right, and potential support Pokemon. I think the biggest problem I have with Pokemon at the moment, in terms of like learning curve, is understanding what role do certain support Pokemon have, right? To me, as you can see, I use Alcremie and Audino, well, at least Alcremie, right, as a very offensive Pokemon. And then same kind of thing going for Armarouge, right? Most of the time, people run support Pokemon like Alcremie or kind of Armarouge, right? They use it as more of a actual support Pokemon that's not doing any damage, except for Armarouge. Armarouge is kind of like the in-between of that. But yeah, most of the time when people run Alcremie, it's not doing any damage, right? And then I have this thing in my head where it's like, okay, there's a Sinistcha. What if it's a max special attack Sinistcha that's just going to Shadow Ball my Armarouge, right? What if this happens? So every time I'm playing, I always have this assumption, right? I have this assumption that this is going to happen, and then they're going to wipe me out with this strategy. And so I play a completely different strategy than what is usual for this team, like what is not bread and butter, right? And you kind of saw it with the Steelix team that I faced in the first video, where I led Mudsdale and I believe it was Audino, not Armarouge, despite the fact that they did have Rotom, Sinistcha, and Steelix, right? Rotom Steelix was such a bad presence for my team. What I could have done, I could have just led Raichu and Vaporeon, right? Get rid of the electric typing attacks from the Rotom and just protect and force out the Steelix, right? But yeah, yeah, and it just led me to believe that, like, okay, well, maybe if I just go Mudsdale and see if I can make it better that way, and no, they burned the Mudsdale. So, although there wasn't really a clear, coherent strategy coming from me, I still think that I didn't play it to a... I want to say optimal, but it's not really optimal, right? Like, the plays I'm making aren't that optimal. I'm just playing to really have fun, me mateys, and getting better at the game. The main thing is to get better at the game while also enjoying my time with all my favorite Pokemon here. To answer my question a little bit more coherently, how I think I've been improving, I think it's just night and day between the first few weeks I was playing Pokemon Champions, and then compared to now. Yes, there's still some mistakes that I've been making that are quite similar to previous ones. It's like the same mistake, but slightly painted differently, if that makes sense. And then... But there are some really obvious plays that I have just... Well, not obvious plays, but there are some bread and butter combos that I know I've nailed down at this point. And now it's just a matter of, like, how much experimentation that I can do. And long story short, like the main summary behind this is, yes, I feel like, yes, I've improved very much since I started Pokemon Champions, and I'm really thankful for you guys sticking with me through my journey in Champions. But yes, so today, me mateys, I'm gonna try and take a little bit more of a, try and articulate what's going to happen in a game. I know I've been doing that currently, but I want to try doing a little bit more post-game analysis and trying to remember what Pokemon they were, because sometimes I have a post-game analysis, right, and then it's just like, oh crap, I forgot all the Pokemon there. Yeah, so we'll try and do that today, all in the theme of improvement, and let's see how we go with that. So, expecting to get your rear handed back to you is a very nice strategy. No, it's more or less being optimistic of outcomes, me mateys. So let's go into the first match. Alright, we have what looks to be a Mega Camera Up team. So Spiritomb for Trick Room. You've got Toxicroak there. I'm not sure what the Toxicroak's doing, but I know this Fortress wants to click Body Press and Iron Defense. So Armourouge seems very good for me here, considering if their Toxicroak also has Dry Skin. And then Clawitzer is also going to be a problem for my team, and so is this Rampardos. However, all of them kind of just fall to Vaporeon. So they're probably going to lead Toxicroak, Spiritomb, have Clawitzer in the back, and then Rampardos. If they're really worried about the Armourouge, they're probably going to have Rampardos over something like Toxicroak, maybe. So I think for this team, we don't even need to lead Armourouge or Vaporeon. I think going super standard Mudsdale here should be fine. Ooh, actually, maybe I can lead Raichu for Clawitzer. What do you think? Well, I know I can't hear you at the moment, so I'm just gonna do this. Clawitzer's going to be a problem, and I should have led Raichu with Mudsdale, but that's okay. If they want to set up Trick Room, they can have it. I want to try a Mega Audino combination into this. So Clawitzer's going to be a very... Oh, okay, it's just Toxicroak. Clawitzer's going to be a very big problem into this team, and so is their, what was their other Pokemon? Their Camerupt, because Camerupt, it does have Earth Power for Armourouge, so we need to be in a situation where we can have Vaporeon to go up against Camerupt. And I suspect this is going to be a Protect Trick Room play, but just in case if they don't fake out the Audino, I'll just go for Trick Room on the Audino just to prevent their Trick Room from going up. I don't need Trick Room going up this turn. I mean, I don't mind Trick Rooms going up this turn, so I'm more than happy to set up Trick Room for them since Mudsdale is the slowest Pokemon here. But just a high horsepower to take this Toxicroak down to Sash seems about fine too. So they fake out the Audino to prevent our Trick Room from going off, so that's fine. And there goes their Sash, very good. And now we're liable to see a switch out from this this Toxicroak. I didn't want to Mega the Audino just in case if they pressed Poison Jab on the Audino for whatever reason. I knew they were going to click Fake Out, but Poison Jab seemed a little bit more likely. You could argue they were going to go for Close Combat turn 1-2, and that was a really big risk I took there. And you're right, but yeah, you're definitely right. Yep. Definitely right. I don't think Toxicroak has the power to take down Mega Audino. I mean, regular Audino. Even though it is stat boosted. What I can do here... They're probably going to switch into Clawitzer now. Or even their Fortress, if they brought it. That'd be a really nice switch for here, but I think just doubling up into this Toxicroak's very nice now. And since Audino's slower than Toxicroak, I don't need to worry about what Toxicroak's doing to the Audino slot. And if they click close combat, this just prevents them from doing as much damage as possible, right? So Toxicroak goes down like a bucket of bolts thanks to Mudsdale not missing high horsepower. Very good, me mateys. Okay, Toxic. Mudsdale avoids the Toxic, which is absolutely fantastic. And here's a very nice Spiritomb. It was Dazzling Gleam on the Spiritomb. Very nice Spiritomb, yes. We used it before, so Spiritomb's always very nice. Camerupt into Mudsdale. Camerupt is slower than Mudsdale, so that is a little bit of a problem. But what they should do, if they have Foul Play, they definitely Foul Play the Mudsdale this turn. And click Eruption. Ooh. We'll be able to survive the Eruption, but I think Dazzling Gleam might be a bit better. It won't faint the Spiritomb, however, so let's see how we do with a Life Dew and then High Horsepower this Camerupt, just in case if they do something weird, right? So a Helping Hand Eruption will get the Mudsdale down to Sash. Actually, no, it won't, because it's not Sun boosted. But this will do a lot of damage anyway. That's still a really good amount for without Sun. Yeah, and we just get them with high horsepower, so not too bad. I think they didn't respect the Mudsdale as much, or didn't expect us to survive there. Yeah, so there's the Foul Play, and it wasn't enough to KO, so they needed Sun support, which is something really big. That we need to consider, because Torkoal's very prominent on a Trick Room team too. So another form of improvement, right? What if this team did have that Torkoal? I'd need to prioritize getting rid of, or at least surviving the Sun turns, right? So what I could definitely see, right, is going for Raichu to take out the Torkoal, fake outing the Torkoal or fake outing the Camerupt, because they don't have, well, they need to take out a Fortress for Torkoal, I'd reckon. So, oh dear. I'm trying to think and like talk at the same time. It's not working. Ah! Okay. I'm just going to concentrate on what's in front of me, and then I'll go into the details at the end of the match. Oh dear. Okay. Base body press won't be enough to feint the Mudsdale, but however, after that, the Foul Play will. So unless if I disconnect for whatever reason here, or unless if they disconnected for whatever reason, no, it looks like they. Yep, no, it looks like they disconnected. Oh no, V80s. They turned off their phone. Oh no. Okay, well this is a perfect time to mention it anyway. Okay, so if they brought in a Torkoal, that means that Eruption would have likely KO'd our Pokemon, right? At least it would have got the Mudsdale down to Sash, and then Foul Play would KO it next turn. What would be my strategy into a Sun Eruption team from Mega Camerupt? And it's a little bit harder to tell without experiencing it, right? But like having the idea that that could happen is something that's very important to trying to, I guess, estimate what the play could have been there, right? Because Sun's a very prominent threat, and Torkoal's very likely to set up Sun in a Trick Room team, and Charizard Y is also very strong Sun user at the moment. Fortunately, you only have to worry about one Mega, so that means Mega Camerupt is the only option in a Charizard and Camerupt team. So that means Torkoal would always have to be paired next to Torkoal would always be paired next to the Camerupt in that sort of team, right? So my strategy for that would probably just be like trying to leverage Armourouge and trying to force him to Earth Power the Armourouge while I get the chip damage off onto the Torkoal, right? Very good Sand Tomb there. Now I can't switch out the Audino. I don't think I'm worried about the Sand Tomb going off on the Audino there, because I will just KO with a Dazzling Gleam, and then I can just let Mudsdale either go down or just keep on high horsepowering this Fortress. It's a 3-hit KO, and then Armourouge can clean up once Spiritom's down. Not that Spiritomb can feint the Armourouge in this instance, but we don't want like critical hit foul plays to go off on the Armourouge, especially because Spiritomb is a dark type and it's stab boosted. Foul play will do a lot more damage than it really should onto an Armourouge. But yeah, I just suppose it's like if this team had a Sun, Helping Hand, that would skew the calculations a little bit, right? I'd need to probably prepare myself if that happened, or see how deadly it is into my team, right? And that's sort of a way you could go with improving, I suppose. And unfortunately, my opponent here had sort of just lost hope as soon as they saw the Life Duty Audino, right? Very unfortunate. Life Duty Audino is always an instant win in my books. Very good, V-Mateys. Let's go into the next match. I think it's always good to see, like, what sort of play you could make, or what sort of play they could make if they had certain options, right? Because I'm always worried about, like, Helping Hand and, like, Sun or Rain teams, right? Yeah, very, very tough to consider all the options, so that's why I just like playing whatever's in front of me, right? Helps simplifies things a lot, in my opinion. Alright, so we have a potential Trick Room team. We have two modes, a clear Trick Room and a clear Tailwind comp. So Basculegion's going to appear no matter which one they have, right? But because Basculegion's is so good into my team here, except for Raichu. So this could be a potential Mega Audino game, or it could be a potential Mega Raichu game. Sinistcha is pretty bad for me, so I think this is actually an Alcremie game with Raichu in the back. And then we can have Armourouge, or we can have Vaporeon. I think I like Vaporeon better because Talonflame and Hatterene, Psychic Surge, Expanding Force is going to be a bit of a problem. Oh, it's a tough decision. Oh dear. I think Mudsdale, just in case if they do have the Hatterene. I think Vaporeon, I think leading Armourouge, Raichu would have been better. I don't think Mega Audino was the play here, but let's see how it goes. Oh, Hatterene Oranguru, okay. That means I can get in, that means I can get in Mudsdale on the Audino slot. And then Mystical Fire this Hatterene. Or what I could do, I could decorate the Mudsdale too, but I don't want Mudsdale taking damage on this turn, and I want to reduce the effectiveness of this Hatterene. And I don't think Magic Bounce behaves like Mirror Armor, so I think this is the play. Yeah, I want to reduce the power of Expanding Force, so this should be okay. So I was right to bring in Mudsdale, but was I right to bring in Raichu? So they do protect, as you would expect. And then, yep, no Mystical Fire today, or this turn anyway, and it should be Trick Room. Yep, no problemo. I do believe Hatterene is slower than Mudsdale, just. So they should get the first turn, but Oranguru will not be moving before Mudsdale. I know that for a fact. And then I can just decorate the Mudsdale here. I don't think I need anything more than Heavy Slam. Hatterene's low HP tells me that they should feint to a Heavy Slam. They should. I should Dazzling Gleam just in case, right? Oh no, Mystical Fire. Just in case. Just in case. Yep, so just a straight Dazzling Gleam. Looks like they're going to set up Psychic Terrain this turn or go for that Instruct, right? So let's see how much damage we're doing with the Heavy Slam. I think it should be an Oko. Oh, not quite. I was right to Alluring Voice. I was definitely right to Alluring Voice. It should be an Instruct, yep. So I was very... Oh, you could argue I could have gotten away with a... Or no, with that much damage... Potentially. Potentially. The Decorate would have ensured that Mudsdale has a +2 next turn. But... yeah, I think the Decorate would have been a little bit better there. If it wasn't Life Orb Hatterene, then yes, it probably would have been. They know we have Mystical Fire, so all their Pokemon are now slower than Mudsdale. And Mudsdale's kind of done its job here. I mean, we could have Rock Slide for the Sinistcha, but considering... I mean, Rock Slide for the Talonflame, but considering they brought the Sinistcha, I don't think they have Talonflame. It should be Basculegion in the back. Now I have to focus on removing this Sinistcha. Let's see. Life Orb, Oranguroo's faster, so I think I'm gonna play to get out of Trick Room. So I'm just gonna double protect this turn. I need Alcremie to survive in this turn in particular. We're not worried about Oranguru. I mean, we are, but it's sort of like we need Instruct, right? They have Energy Ball on Oranguru, so that's very nice to scout out. That would have mattered if I brought Vaporeon. Let's see. They prioritized the Mudsdale, so I think they're just worried about its speed rather than its offensive threat. Let's try and go for a flinch on at least Oranguru, right? And hope for a miss on Marchigacha. This Sinistcha should faint to a Heavy Slam and Mystical Fire. Do I need that? Yes, I do, actually. I think I need that. So let's go for the Heavy Slam and Mystical Fire. If the Oranguru doesn't target the Alcremie, we should be able to get the Sinistcha just. We're not worried about Encore thanks to... Oh, the Sinistcha's slower than Alcremie, no! Wow, okay. It's Iron Ball Sinistcha, very good, okay. Yeah, I think the play was to lead Armarouge into that, and Armarouge instead of Audino, so that we have a better lineup into Sinistcha. Yes, we're weaker to Basculegion, but we bring in the Raichu over the Audino, and it works out slightly better. Slightly better. Yeah, because we took so much damage from the Dazzling Gleam, I think that was kind of the crux of the play there. So let me double protect this turn, and then figure out what I'm going to try and do into this Sinistcha. Because the Sinistcha's now the problem. Oh no! Yeah, so maybe having Vaporeon in anyway. Vaporeon would have been nice, but I don't think they were going to have the Talonflame against us, and it seemed like the Trick Room alternative was the stronger option in the end. So, in my opinion, this team I've got has the options to deal with this sort of Trick Room team, but the issue is that I'm not utilizing the right options, and I'm not getting the Sinistcha off the field as much as I should be. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to click Trick Room. Ooh. They could Encore us too. But now that we're out of Trick Room, we probably should go on the offensive. go for a Dazzling Gleam, and then just Volt Tackle this Oranguru out of existence, hopefully. Protecting the Oranguru and going for a Trick Room on your Sinistcha would actually be a game-winning play in this. Like, that would just clean up the match, right? So let's see if it is Protect on Oranguru and Trick Room with Sinistcha. That would be really good. Rage Powder Trick Room, that's also acceptable too. Very good. Volt Tackle will do a nice chunk of damage here. Very good. Puts it into Citrus range, if it has Citrus. No, it's definitely Iron Ball Sinistcha. Very good. Yeah, Iron Ball Sinistcha, there's no way Sinistcha, even with min speed against a modest Alcremie, cannot underspeed an Alcremie. So it's definitely Iron Ball Sinistcha. We'll go for another Dazzling Gleam, and then just another... Ooh, I could go for, I could go for Life Dew, or I could go for a Trick Room. I think I will go for Trick Room if they don't Encore me, right? And then I think just going for Volt Tackle is just really nice into the Sinistcha anyway, now that they've set up Trick Room, right? So let's go for this and see what happens. Energy Ball into the Raichu, that seems about right. Doesn't do any damage though. That means they don't have Psychic. Okay, do we get burned on the Raichu? That's kind of the thing here. No burn on the Raichu, so that's very nice. Okay. Now I think we gotta start clicking Life Dew on Audino. So we'll go for another Life Dew. A Life Dew, I should say. And then Volt Tackle this Oranguru again. If they click Rage Powder, that's okay. I think we can get away with it. Yep, they don't go for Rage Powder, so we just go for the Volt Tackle. It's not enough for the Oranguru, that's unfortunate. And Magikarp connects with the Raichu, so that's it, me mateys. Not too bad. Yeah, so I kind of didn't account for the Sinistcha in this matchup, so Armarouge definitely would have been better than Audino here in this situation, and then leveraging Mega Raichu to deal some pretty nice damage into the Basculegion, should they have brought it, right? I think that was just a better option overall. But, yeah. So how I could have better played into this, if they led the Hatterene, right, and went for standard Hatterene's shenanigans, I did guess that they'd bring the Hatterene, but I didn't lead the Mudsdale. Mudsdale into their team actually quite makes sense now that I think about it, because what Mudsdale does for me, it's very unlikely that people lead Sinistcha, so they have Sinistcha in the back to get the Hospitality health recovery, and then they have it next to their sweeper Pokemon, right? So if I focused down the Alcremie with only high horsepower, they'd switch out the Oranguru and start going for those Hospitality Life Dew plays, right? And then further boost this Hatterene by going for Rage Powder, right? And if I had a spread move like Earthquake on Mudsdale, then they'd probably start Life Dewing at that point, right? So I'm just going to let them KO me here. That's okay, me mateys. I still wanted to try and figure out like what I could have done better, right? So the play there, right? If I had to do this game again, I'd lead Mudsdale Armarouge, and Oranguru's not doing anything to Audino or Armarouge in that case, so they'd have no offensive power as soon as that Hatterene's off the field, right? Assuming they know that we have the Heavy Slam, right? They'd probably go for something like Protect on the Hatterene, switch out the Oranguru to Sinistcha, and then immediately go for Rage Powder Trick Room on the Hatterene, right? So that'd be a potential counter to that, but I'd need to confirm if they were actually going for that play. And it's sort of like that notion in in the ladder battles, right? Does your opponent know this strategy? Do they know X and Y could happen, and this would happen as a result? So my opponent played really well there, or rather, I didn't perform as best to the ability that my team could have presented against that team. I wanted to go for Mega Audino when we had nothing to cover for the fact that they were going to have Sinister, right? Not having anything to get the Sinister without Armor Rouge or Alcremie just felt so problematic for my team, and that's what allowed their Sinister to eventually KO our team with the extra damage chip coming from Mega Raichu's Volt Tackle. So while Raichu wasn't as bad as it seemed, I think I could have gotten away with like Mega Audino, Vaporeon, or Armor Rouge over the Raichu. I think just having the Raichu there, as like, it's either way, right? You could say either way. One of the two Megas that I brought wasn't the ideal play. Bringing both Megas was very limiting into what I could do to the Sinistcha. So that's okay. We're learning and improving, me mateys. And I hope that in your games too, that you are improving in your matches. And try to think, have you improved since you started Champions? It's very, I think we all have, right? Come on, a little bit of optimism, eh? Me mateys. Alright, so a Mega Gengar team, potential for Perish Trap. You do have the options for it. I think my Mega Raichu can KO a Gengar, but so can Mudsdale. I think they want their Archaludon here though, because if I bring Raichu and Mudsdale, they can't fake out the Mudsdale, and Raichu needs to be fake outed, so we're just not obliterating it with Zap Cannon or Volt Tackle, right? And then for this Archaludon, I need Alcremie. And then I need a way to set up Trick Room after the fact. If it's Swampert, it's going to be a bit of a problem, especially if it's like Rain Swampert. We can get rid of the Rain user turn 1, but we have to switch Raichu out for Audino. Not having... Actually... I think this is not it, but I'll go for Vaporeon, because I think Swampert's just very likely here. Oh, that's oh, it's a bit strange. Oh no. Oh, very good. Okay, let's see what we can go for here. Swampert Politoed. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Whew. Okay, I'm so glad. I have a switch out option at least. Okay. They can go for Earthquake turn 1, but I'm just gonna go for Fake Out into the Swampert, and then go into Vaporeon. I don't think I need to worry about losing Raichu this turn. Do I need to Mega the Raichu though? Yes. Just in case if you Hypnosis, right? I can deal with base Audino, that's fine. We just need a way to set up Trick Room. So I think I'll go for that first. I'll go for Trick Room first. Because if they see this lead, and if they're an experienced player, they probably thought I was leading anti-Gengar. Alright, let's see what they got here. This should prevent any Hypnosis, but Raichu's probably gonna faint for this, especially if they click Weather Ball, and it's a critical hit. So we were faster than them before Mega Evolving, but they're still gonna be faster thanks to Swift Swim, right? But, so that's why I go for Fake Out, so to avoid any Earthquake shenanigans. And then it should be a Weather Ball for... Ooh, it's still Perish Song. That's a good play. But you Mega'd the Swampert, so I don't have to worry about Shadow Tag. I think I switch out into Vaporeon on the Raichu slot. I could Protect too. But I think Earthquake's coming this turn, so Protect should be fine. I just don't want to take too much damage with Vaporeon is the issue here. It's just what turn do I switch out the Raichu? I'm going to take a stab and say this turn. Yeah. And then Trick Room. You should double up into the Audino, so this is a fine play in, at least at first. So if you Wave Crash the... Oh, Audino's not going to faint. Audino's not going to faint to a base Wave Crash, even, or an Earthquake. Okay, very good. Unfortunately, we don't get the potential Weather Ball into the Raichu slot, so we don't get any extra healing back from that. But this should be fine. Now we can Scald the... Swampert. I know who Swampert is, but I just get yeah, you know. Oh dear. We'll Life Dew this turn, and then switch out the Audino next turn. This is to make sure we survive the Helping Hand Earthquake. And then switch out the Audino next turn, and then we should be good to go, hopefully. Some nice damage. And they get burned too, so that's very good. Okay, now we just need to consider Archelodon, because Archelodon's now the problem. They don't know Vaporeon gets Water Absorbed, so that's very unfortunate. And Audino does take a... not really that much, thanks to being burned, but it's still a pretty big chunk, all things considering. Now, this is actually a really good position for Swampert to faint for them, because now they can bring in Archelodon, and they can switch out the PerishToed too to set up Rain again. Let's just Gengar! Oh, they're trying to finish us off with Perish Song. Could I get away with Calm Mind here? I think I can. Because they got a Perish Song me, right? The Vaporeon? And no Fake Out too. I think that this turn is best to go with Scald against the Gengar. We can go for Raichu again. Since we're about to lose Electric Terrain and we're still in Trick Room. I don't want Mudsdale to go down in one go, so Mega Raichu it is. They can't Mega the Gengar, so we're fine. No need to worry about Raichu not being able to stay withdraw. Yep, they withdraw the PerishToed to keep the rain pressure, and it's Incineroar. Okay, so that means their Fake Out will go first. Okay, that's very important to know. But that Gengar takes so much damage. And it gets burned again, so it's only about 3 turns left. At the very minimum. Okay. We get Poison on the Vaporeon, which is very unfortunate. I think what I can go for here is a Volt Tackle into the Gengar, expecting them to Fake Out the Raichu. If they don't Fake Out the Raichu, then their Incineroar is just going to take a Rain-boosted Scald. Ideally here, they Fake Out this turn and then switch out the Incineroar next turn. So I don't think Raichu's going to faint here, but Vaporeon could. So Volt Tackle into the Gengar seems pretty good. Yep, Fake Out into the Raichu, as you'd expect, and then Scald. Oh, it's Pasho Berry, very nice. Rain coverage. That should still do a lot, though. Yep. And it should be enough for a 2-hit KO, and we should be able to leverage the fact that we should... Oh, we're faster than the Gengar. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I think in that case, I think I can go back into Vaporeon. I mean, I have Audino. I could also bring in Mudsdale too. I think Audino. And then Protect this turn. Yeah, because if their Gengar was faster than Raichu, then I'd have to attack it this turn, right? And risk the Flare Blitz going into Raichu. That's really good for me. Oh, yes, very good. Okay, so unless if you parting shot the Audino, the Incineroar will not be switching this turn. Yep, and it looks like they went for Flare Blitz into the Raichu. Or at least something into the Raichu. Oh, it's a speed tie! Oh, no, never mind. I thought the Raichu went first for the move. No. Oh, no. Yeah, so the Gengar's slower, so that means, without Mega Gengar, I think I can get away with just, Volt Tackling the, Gengar here and Life Dewing, right? I could also just Trick Room for high horsepower next turn, but I don't want the Incineroar to be faster, so let's go for a Life Dew and then Volt Tackle this Gengar. They should switch it back out into the Incin, and then Weather Ball should be able to feint the Raichu. So covering for a Protect, maybe Dazzling Gleam would be better then, to cover for Protect Politoed, right? Yeah, okay, I'm happy with that. Yep. No, they don't protect the Politoed, so Raichu will be going down here. But that also means we didn't do enough damage to Politoed. That's unfortunate. We'll still take him down thanks to Dazzling Gleam and Burn, but Weather Ball will just take out the... Oh, no, never mind! Okay. That's not too bad, then. We'll be able to take down this Gengar. That should be enough for Burn to KO. Dazzling Gleam gets disabled, funnily enough. And then... Oh, not enough! Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, I think I just protect this turn, then. Protect this turn, and then... Oh, I could switch out the Audino, too. Nah, I just protect this turn. Yeah, because that's right, we're intimidated. Okay. Let's see, how bad is losing Raichu into Incineroar? Not that bad, all things considered. No Drain Punch, no, just Volt Tackle. We lost Electric Terrain too. Ooh, that might not KO then. We just need Audino to survive this turn. That's all I need Audino to do. And as soon as we remove the Politoed... Oh, very good. It does KO. Okay, so very good. Intimidate without Electric Surge. I was worried there for a moment. Very good, Raichu. Thank you, Raichu. Okay. Now if they click Perish Song for whatever reason, it shouldn't really be that effective even still. But, yeah, this is good. Okay, now it's just Incineroar we have to worry about, and I switch in Mudsdale, and that should be it if we can land our high horsepowers. Very good, me mateys. You know, I think it's interesting. Today, I've had more people disconnect on me during... I'm recording at a slightly different time than I usually do. Slightly earlier. And I've noticed a lot more people have been leaving the games. Something interesting. That's very interesting. Alright, so, unfortunate again that my opponent here has decided to leave their phone. Very unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, the most important thing about that was not losing the Raichu too early, and making sure that Vaporeon was on at the same time that this Swampert was on the field. Making sure that Vaporeon was able to damage the Swampert because it was our only way of dealing any damage. And, yeah. Having Incineroar coverage wasn't really the plan. I think, the main issue behind having Incineroar was only if they have Mega Gengar right. Mega Gengar was just the end-all, be-all situation here. Archelodon, if they had the Archelodon, then this would be a very different game, right? I'd have to high horsepower the Archelodon, risking the fact that Mudsdale could just feint at any turn, right? Yeah, still need to really play that match out, but considering they had a Perish Trap team with Vivillon and Incineroar, right, I needed to leverage Mega Raichu and Mudsdale, right? Because Mudsdale was the best thing to get rid of, like a surefire guaranteed method to get rid of Mega Gengar turn 1, but if they somehow led the Politoed, right, protected the Gengar turn 1, then went for Perish Song on Politoed, which was a definite possibility because they did go for Perish Song on Politoed turn 1. Then they could have just disabled the Mudsdale, right, gone for Weather Ball onto it. We'd go down to Sash, but then we'd have Mega Raichu to take out the Gengar. That was kind of the line of thinking I had. But all of this could have been a little bit different if they went for Archelodon, is what I'm trying to say. Oh no. Archelodon's just really problematic, and I'm still trying to find one at the back of my mind, see what I can do into it. But yeah, okay. That's 47 minutes. I think, because they've been a little bit of a slow go past the communication point, I'll go one more, and if in this one in particular, if they communicate for a certain amount of period, I'll just cut it out, right? I mean, I'll skip past it, because I've been talking through the communications. Alright, let's see how we can go. Alright, ooh. Oh yes, I like this team. Mega Scizor, Mega Skarmory, and Espeon. It's been a while, Espeon. How are you doing? How are you doing, Espeon? I'm glad to hear it. Alright, so immediately it should be Politoed, right? Politoed, Scizor. I don't see why you would lead Skarmory into Mega Raichu, nor would you lead Skarmory into Armarouge without Politoed. So Politoed's guaranteed here. They need to lead it. I don't think I can get away with Audino here, especially if they do have Scizor. I can get away with base Audino. But I think the presence of their team demands Vaporeon and Mudsdale, I think. I know Vaporeon's very nice here, but if they lead their Sand Core, like if they lead Tyranitar, it's just who's faster, right? And I think I can get away with Audino here. Something tells me that Espeon wants to be a Trick Room setter. And if they lead Espeon Umbreon, this should be okay. Maybe Alcremie would have been better for Umbreon, especially if it's like Espeon Umbreon stall tactics. Stall Umbreon can get us here, especially if they set up for too long. Baton Pass Umbreon's going to be a bit of a problem here too. And it is Espeon Umbreon. Very good. Okay. So I need to consider if this is a Baton Pass Umbreon or if this is Toxic Stall Umbreon. In every situation, I think I switch out the Armarouge here. I do not want it to take damage before the Steel types arrive. So I think sending in Audino for Life Duty on Raichu should be good if they want to set up Trick Room with the Espeon. So I don't think I need Mega Audino here. Because I can just Drain Punch this Umbreon, so Fake Out the Espeon should be nice. They protect on the Espeon, so what kind of thing are you going on for your Umbreon? Should be Calm Mind or Curse. Foul Play into... Yep. So you wanted to remove the Armourouge first of all. Yep. Okay. So that tells me you do at least have one Steel type in the back. And if there's anyone who's going to switch out, it's probably going to be the Umbreon with Baton Pass. So I can't just KO it this turn. I want to see what item this Umbreon has, but I want to Mega one of my Pokemon here. I think it still has to be Raichu, right? Oh, forgive me, Mega Audino. Alright, Dazzling Gleam, and then we can just go for a Volt Tackle, I think. That should wipe out the Espeon no matter what. Actually, no, it won't. We'll take it down to Sash, and then Dazzling Gleam should be able to finish it off. Alright, let's see what they're doing. Okay, Psychic. Okay, very good. And they're faster too! Oh my goodness, that does a lot of damage. Life Orb, yeah. Foul Play will get the Raichu, unfortunately, but that should be okay. That's unfortunate. Yep, okay, well, that's alright. Taunt? Oh, very good. No life duty for Audino then. Go for a Dazzling Gleam. Let's see what your item is on Umbreon. Leftovers. Yeah, that seems about right. Alright. So we did take a lot of damage from that. Bullet Punch will be enough to KO. So let's switch out the Raichu. We're taunted, so we can't do anything on that slot. We should probably go into Vaporeon here. Even if they didn't bring their PerishToed, I think they have Tyranitar in the back, considering they led Umbreon Espeon. Something just tells me that Tyranitar would be a better fit for them here. Because when Umbreon goes down, you can definitely just go for T-Tar to remove the Armourouge. So Foul Play into the Raichu slot seems likely here. Let's go into Armourouge anyway. Oh no. Oh, this is going to be problematic. They got a Bug Bite this slot, aren't they? Yep, Foul Play. So I was really correct in that. It's not going to do much thanks to Colbur Berry, and that won't do any damage at all, but we have to respect the Bug Bite that's coming next. No, it's close combat. Okay. Won't take down the Audino, so that's nice. And we're doing more than leftovers damage, so that's not too bad. Let's see. Is it Mega Scizor though? Because we don't have to fear a Bullet Punch this turn. I think I can get away with Vaporeon now. Because this slot shouldn't take any more damage than it already has. So Vaporeon this turn, and then they should protect the Scizor and go for another Foul Play. And that's what I think they're going to do this turn. You should be Inner Focus, so we don't have to worry about, like, synchronized shenanigans. But we do get off the Heat Wave, and no Mega Scizor, so that leads me to believe that it is T-Tar. And Foul Play the Audino to KO it. Yep, very good. So Audino will survive the next Foul Play if it comes for it. We just got to be aware that Rock Slide can KO the Armourouge here, especially if it's from Mega T-Tar. Yeah. Alright. We don't have enough HP to deal with T-Tar on switch in for Raichu. So what I'm going to do, one of these two Pokemon have to go down. Unfortunately, it might have to be Armarouge. So... I think I can get away with either stalling out a turn here. I think I would just double protect. I want to see if you're Mega T-Tar. You should be Mega T-Tar, and Umbreon's not fast enough to click Encore into both of us in this situation. So let's see what happens. Yep, it is Mega T-Tar. Very good. I'm glad I had that intuition of Mega T-Tar. Oh no. Alright, let's see if it's Rock Slide or if... Yeah, Rock Slide Helping Hand. Okay, or... I think we just need to... I think what the play was is to protect the Vaporeon and let Armarouge go down that turn. Protecting the Armarouge is just a little bit more awkward now. Yep. Especially if it's Rock Slide. Alright. So very unfortunately, I think I have to do a double switch here and get Audino KO'd here, which is so unfortunate, but I think, don't think I need Trick Room now that Mega T-Tar's on the field, so I have to switch in Audino and then let Armarouge go down. See if we can get a burn on the T-Tar, and this will confirm if we're faster than the T-Tar. Let's see, Armarouge is 95. Okay. Mega T-Tar's like base 70, I think? I can't remember. No, T-Tar's got to be faster than that. No, okay, so we're faster than T-Tar. Mega Raichu's always going to be faster. And we burn the T-Tar. I think that's just it, right? That's so unfortunate. Knockoff. Yep. Sounds about right. You want to get rid of Audino's power. You do taunt the Armarouge to prevent the next Protect, so that's very good. But we don't need Trick Room here. But Armarouge is guaranteed to go down to a Rock Slide anyway. Oh, actually, maybe not. Burned? Yeah, burn Armarouge. Yeah, nah. That's unfortunate. Yeah, so if they didn't get burned there, what would happen is I switch in the Armarouge, they knock off the Audino, expecting it to be Vaporeon, right? They do a lot of damage to Vaporeon. They taunt the Armarouge because they probably thought Audino was going to come into that slot. But Armarouge has done its job by then. So what would happen, if they instead went for Foul Play into the Armarouge, Armarouge wouldn't faint, but if they knock off the Armarouge and went for, or Rock Slide, right, Armarouge goes down, we get to switch into Raichu. We never click Trick Room again because they're slower than us, and we Drain Punch the T-Tar. And as long as T-Tar doesn't get Excel Rock, we should be fine in every situation of that. The only thing that could go wrong after that is if they get a Quick Claw activation on their Umbreon, but they didn't have Quick Claw, they had leftovers. So very good mateys. And for that battle, I think that will be it for this video. Let's see, I'd like to try out Mega Lopunny again, and then we can go for another Mega Ampharos game at some point too, as well as pay back Mega Meganium some attention as well, because I haven't used it in a long time now. Goodbye gracious. Alright, so me mateys, I will leave that at that for this video. Next time I might reintroduce Lopunny and give it as a slightly better go. Last video I did a Cotton Guard Facade Drain Punch combo. I think that can still work really. I just wanted to use that again, and then we can go for Mega Meganium at some point too. We'll still keep in the Mega Audino, me mateys, and see how we go from that. Now, I do want to cover for the fact that uploads have been going a little bit slower than usual, and I do apologize for that. Lately, there's been things going on outside of YouTube that I kind of need to put my focus on more. So while that's happening, me mateys, are a little bit slower uploads. I'm still going to try and upload at least every second day, or at least, 3 to 4 times a week. They just might not be in quick succession over each other, me mateys. So do forgive me for that. Still going to be here. I'm here for the long run. Even if that means the channel might take a little bit of a break in between the every so often, right? So, me mateys, that will be it for this video. Yeah, so, me mateys, that will be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you could, leave a like, leave a subscribe, help the channel out to fight the algorithm. Do your boy Vuvi Yaloovie proud here, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Otherwise, leave some watch time on some videos. That'd be really helpful to stand out a little bit against the algorithm. And then me mateys, I just really appreciate your time joining me today. So I'm Vuvi Yaloovie, me mateys, and I will see you in the next one. Ta and ta-ta.